Go get on the track.
Today, we're going to talk about what keeps us from success. You know, the name of our podcast is Convinced and Confidence. So, Tamara and I thought a good topic for today would be what keeps us from success. We're going to talk about self confidence. Tamara, what do you think confidence is?
I think confidence is you knowing about yourself that you can do whatever you choose to do, or you could reach whatever goal. You've got enough belief in yourself that if you put the work in, get whatever schooling in or whatever, whoever you need to talk with about what you're planning on doing so that you can get the tools to do what you need to do to be successful or to build that self-confidence.
That's a good definition. And I actually agree. Belief in yourself, faith in yourself, all of those things are what help to create self-confidence. Do you have any examples of in your life where your self-confidence was shattered a little bit or shattered a lot? Can you think of any examples at this time?
Oh, absolutely, I can.
How about sharing that?
I've had several, when I was younger, where some people might not have it till they're older. I had a lot, I believe, when I was younger. And I can remember a specific time in grade school. I think it was fifth or sixth grade. And I remember a teacher saying, I was getting on the bus. I know that we were leaving to go back home. And I can see the bus still in front of the school building. And the teachers got you out there watching while we get on. And I remember the specific teacher saying something about me. And the other teacher said, yeah, she'd be okay if she wasn't a crybaby. And that just stuck with me. And it's like, why would a teacher say something like that? As if I didn't have, I'm already a shy girl, very quiet. And now you're saying I'm a crybaby, as if I don't even already know that I cry sometimes, over
Yes.
things. I don't need you to reinforce that.
And she probably didn't even realize that she said it, or more so that you actually heard what she said. Each and every one of us, I'm sure, has had an example or had an experience in their lifetime where our self-confidence was shattered. Do you have another one you want to share?
I can remember another one. And it was where I was never a good test taker.
Okay.
And I believe it was the CAT back in those days we took. And I didn't score high enough, apparently, to be in the regular math class. And I remember the teacher saying in the middle of class, I believe we were getting started with class, that Tamara, you did not score high enough on the CAT, so you're not supposed to be in my class. You're going to have to take that test again because you didn't score high enough.
She said it in front of everybody?
Yeah, she said it in front of everybody.
Okay.
I absolutely remember that. So here we go, another thing.
Oh, yeah.
Another ding for me to have to overcome my self-confidence, because you keep hitting it.
Self-confidence is hard to make, but easy to break. And that's a perfect example of it. And as I said, I'm sure everybody out there listening to us has had those examples or something similar to happen to them. There's a quote by Marie Claire that says, "Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and, above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and that one thing must be attained." And that is so true about confidence.
I like that.
So true. What do you think of that?
Just, she said it all in the quote. I believe we all are made for something, and that we can do that thing.
Exactly. Do you think we are born with confidence, or do you think one learns how to develop it? Do we inherit it?
I would think, based off of what I know now, that a lot has to do with environment.
Okay.
I've observed people who come from parents who, were very successful, whatever success you want to call it. I'm not saying that you had to be some pilot or this or that, whatever they've overcome to become wherever they are, that the kids, to me, would be more self-confident. as opposed to parents who didn't think they succeeded. You can see it flow down to the children where they're not as self-confident in things that they did. And if we got a kid that's now trying to do it, they had to
Mhm.
work very hard to overcome whatever's in their head
Exactly.
about themselves.
That's a good example.
Yes.
To date, we have no proof that anyone is born self-confident. You have to earn it. As a matter of fact, it was Arsenio Hall who said, I don't have a lot of self-confidence. And so I act like I'm confident because I'm afraid of failing. So because he's afraid of failing, did you think about that? He acts as if he has self-confidence. So it makes everyone in the audience think what?
That he's
That
self-confident.
he's self-confident. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. Act like it until you get it. That's one of the things that helps you to build your self-confidence. And once you build it, you better protect it. Don't neglect it, as we say.
Mhm.
We all know that self-confidence benefits us so many times over. We're actually 100 times better off with it than without it. Even Marcus Garvey, way back when, said, if you have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life.
Wow.
And that much is so true because we've
Wow.
all met people who are gifted,
Mhm.
who are attractive. We know they aren't dumb, they're pretty smart, but they have no self-confidence. So that doesn't make them winners in our book. And that's so unfortunate. One of the ways you have to begin to develop self-confidence is to like yourself.
Absolutely.
That's the key, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like yourself.
I find a lot of people don't like themselves.
Very hard on
Yes,
themselves.
very hard on themselves about everything. I mean, and we can be hard on ourselves with some things, but it's everything.
Everything. We're caught up in our looks, our education, our smarts. We are comparing ourselves
All
to
the
others.
time.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it now. Like yourself. Get up every morning and say, I like me. Put your name there first. Sarah, I like me. Teresa, LaShonda, I like me. Just start saying it. And especially when things go rough during the day, stop and say it. Even if you say it to yourself, I like me. It's called affirming yourself. And that's one of the things we have to do. When you wake up again, this is a great day to succeed. This is the day, as we say sometimes, the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I like me. Act like you're confident. Walk like you're confident. Talk like you're confident. And do you know what happens? It brings success to you. You can fake confidence. You can't fake success, but you can fake confidence. And what happens? Because you fake confidence, success comes to you automatically. It's like a magnet. It draws those things, people and things that are positive to you. Would you agree with that, Tamara?
Absolutely. Because I'm not going to want to invest in you. I'm not going to want to work with you if you don't believe in yourself. What are we going to do? What are we going to do together?
Exactly. It opens the door to opportunity at all times. Now, I know what happens sometimes in life. We've failed at something. Everybody fails at something at some point in his life. And because we've failed, that sometimes has an impact on our self-confidence. But you know what? What I've discovered, if you survive a failure, it gives you even more self-confidence than you had when you first started. So when failure becomes a problem, just keep moving, keep growing. Because on the other side of your problem is bound to be success because you've developed your self-confidence. With the right response after failure, you're only going to be stronger, stronger by the day. Tamara, do you have any examples where you feel that you failed and you grew perhaps as a result of that failure?
Oh, I'm sure I have many. Let's see.
I'm
I think just personally, I think I wasn't the greatest wife in the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I was so used to my routines and I work, and I enjoy work that, hey, you have a partner now. You have to pay attention to the partner. You have to talk to the partner
Exactly.
and say, oh, I'm going here, I'm doing this, those things, because I really had a lot of self-confidence and I liked what I did.
Very good.
And so I continued to do what I did instead of making sure I incorporated it all together. Now that I got another piece here,
Exactly.
we have to incorporate it properly.
Including your partner in
Yes.
those issues.
Yes.
Well, I think one of the things I talk about as my greatest failure is I've been operating a business for about 30 years, but I never grew it to the point that I could have. I knew that I could do it, but I always sat back and kind of was average is what I ended up with. When I knew better, I knew that I could actually, as Grant Cardone calls it, I could have 10x'd it and grown it so many times more, so many multiples more. And I did not do that. And that's what I call a failure. But as a result, I've learned from my error and I'm still growing and moving as a result of that. One of the other things we can do to kind of help build our self-confidence, I call it dressing up. I'm from the old school, so I call it dressing up. But I don't necessarily mean dressing up. What I mean is you and I both know that people judge you by the way you look. Unfortunately, that's the way it works in this world. But what I'm saying is you don't have to have the finest and the most expensive clothes at all times. But whatever you're wearing, it can be jeans and a t-shirt. Make sure it's clean and neat. Make sure your hair is neat. Those are the kind of things, unfortunately, again, people will judge us on. They say that Barack Obama wore a brown suit and matching tie and everything every day to keep from having to worry about every day, what am I going to wear? So if it means finding a uniform, then do that. Find something, but always look neat and clean because yes, people are going to judge you on that. Whatever you're wearing, they're going to judge you on it. Not only that, when you're neat and clean and you know you look good, you're going to feel more self-confident, wouldn't you think? Another thing I thought about is as you're growing and changing in your confidence, I hate to tell you, but people are going to criticize you. You're going to find that your friends are going to say you're changing and they're going to criticize you. How would you handle that?
Oh, I don't care. See,
Very good.
it's my issue is because first, I believe everybody's free to have their own opinions, whether I
True.
agree to it or not. So I take it at what I do though is if it's something critical and I think that it might pertain to me,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with dissecting it and ensuring that I'm falling in line with whatever
Okay.
I think is correct. But I don't care that you talk about me.
Exactly. But a person with low self-esteem, low
Yes,
self-confidence
they care.
will care. But what you have to figure out is don't judge yourself through someone else's eyes. You've got to go back again to that. What did we say? I like me.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether the other person likes you or not. Actually, it's not your business whether the other person likes you. It's not your business. That's their problem.
Yes.
So don't judge yourself through someone else's eyes. Another thing you can do to improve your self-confidence, to make it stronger, get off your rear and do something. Take some action. Do something. Inaction breeds doubt, and action breeds confidence. That means do something. It could be if you don't know what to do, okay, help somebody else do something. Maybe you
Absolutely.
could volunteer. What kind of places could you volunteer at, Tamara?
There's plenty of places. I know the schools always need help.
Yes, always need
Schools
help.
always need help.
Exactly.
Church is one of the number one places to volunteer and build your self-confidence because there's always an audience there and you get to practice in church.
Exactly. That's what gave me a lot of practice and helped me build a lot of self-confidence when I was younger because we were always participating in something
Mhm.
at church and they didn't laugh at you so hard in church in those
Exactly.
days,
They
which is
support you.
right.
Yes.
They supported you. So that was a good support structure, which leads me to the next thing. You're going to have to watch your friendships very carefully
Mhm.
because some are good to help you build that self-confidence. And beware because some are not good when you're building self-confidence. You know what you're going to have to do? I hate to tell you, it's going to be like a rotten apple. You're going to have to get rid of some of the bad ones. And if you can't get rid of them, you've got to deal with them because they may be at work or even at church or at the gym
Or in your house.
or in your house. That's a
Absolutely.
strong possibility.
Yes.
If that's true, do you know what you're going to have to do? Put on some armor before you go in. In other words, be totally prepared for what they're going to say or do, because you know it's going to be negative, in your own head, keep your head positive. That will make a world of difference. In other words, do everything you can to build your self confidence. It will only bring success and a better life to you. Now, at this point, Tamara, I have some homework that these young folk need.
Okay.
What do you think we should give them for homework
Okay.
for today?
Okay. Some of the homework we would like for you to do. The first question is, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being your lowest and 5 being the highest, how would you rate your level of self-confidence? And be honest. This is about you, so be honest. The only way to make improvements is to be honest about the answers. And think about that. And also, if you've had failures, which we all have had, whether we like to admit it or not, did it cause you to be overly cautious, more cautious in taking any leaps or achieving any goals? So now you're scared to do anything instead of taking that jump so you can get further down the road to your success. The next would be, how can you get yourself unstuck from not being confident so that you can
That's
take
good.
that leap?
That's good.
Also, name 3 things that you can do to build your self-confidence.
3 things.
Just 3.
Okay.
They can do more, but just 3. Think of 3 main things you can do that would help you build your self-confidence. Now, if you would like to participate and share this with us, we'd love to hear from you guys. You can share it on our Instagram page at Convinced in Confidence, and we would love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you.
And we hope you enjoyed our show.